because it only works with data, it does not have a UI. Redux is naturally testable because its reducers are pure functions, and it is easy to inject state into a store. Writing a reducer test first makes it easy to understand how the reducer is supposed to work. And writing tests for your store and your action CRE. Getters will give you confidence that your client data layer is working as intended. In this section, we will write some unit tests for the Redux components of the color organizer. Test-driven development, or TDD, is a practice I know a technology. It does not mean that you simply have tests for your application. Rather, it is the practice of letting the tests drive the development process. In order to practice TDD, you must follow these steps. Write the tests first. This is the most critical step. You declare what you are building and how it should work first in a test. Run the tests and watch them fail. Read. Run your tests and watch them fail before you write the code. Write the minimal amount of code required to make the tests pass. Green. Now all you have to do is make the tests pass. Focus specifically on making each test pass. Do not add any functionality beyond the scope of the test. For more on this development pattern, see Jeff McWhorter and James Bender. Red, green, refactor. Refactor both the code and the tests gold. Once the tests pass, it is time to take a closer look at your code and your tests. Try to express your code as simply and as beautifully as possible. 2. TDD is an excellent way to approach a Redux application. It is typically easier to read about how a reducer should work before actually writing the reducer. Practicing TDD will allow you to build and certify the entire data structure for a feature or application independent of the UI. TDD and learning. If you are new to TDD, or new to the language that you are testing, you may find it challenging to write a test before writing code. This is to be expected, and it is okay to write the code before the test until you get the hang of it. Try to work in small batches, a little bit of code, a few tests, and so on. Once you get the hang of how to write a test, it will be easier to write the tests first. For the remainder of this chapter, we will be writing tests for code that already exists. Technically, we are not practicing TDD. However, in the next section we will pretend that our code does not already exist so we can get a feel for the TDD workflow. Testing reducers. Reducers are pure functions that calculate and return results based upon the input arguments. In a test, we get to control the input, the current state, and the action. Given a current state and an action, we should be able to predict a reducer's output. Before we can get started writing tests, we will need to install a testing framework. You can write tests for React and Redux with any JavaScript testing framework. Use Jest, a JavaScript testing framework that was designed with React in mind. Sudo npm install gJest. This command installs Jest and the Jest CLI globally. You can now run the Jest command from any folder to run the tests. Since we are using emerging JavaScript and React, we will need to transpile our code and our tests before they can run. Just install the Babel Jest package to make that possible. npm install save Babel Jest. With Babel Jest installed, all of your code and tests will be transpiled with Babel before the tests run. A .barbelk file is required for this to work, but we should already have one in the root of our project. Create React App projects that were initialized with Create React App already come with the Jest and Babel Jest packages installed. They also create a tests directory in the root of the project. Jest has two important functions for setting up tests: describe and it. Describe is used to create a suite of tests, and it is used for each test. Both functions expect the name of the test or suite and a callback function that contains the test or suite of tests. Let's create a test file and stub our tests. Create a folder called .tests/store/reduc as, and in it create a new JavaScript file called color.test.js. Describe color reducer equals. It add color success. It rate color success. In this example, we create a suite of tests for the color reducer by stubbing a test for each action that affects the reducer. Each test is defined with the it function. You can set up a pending test by only sending a single argument to the it function. Run this test with the Jest command. Jest will run and report that it has skipped our two pending tests. Jest. Test suites 1 skipped, 0 of 1 total tests 2 skipped, 2 total snapshots 0 total time 0.863s. Run all test suites. Test files. Jest will run any tests found in the tests directory, and any JavaScript files in your project whose names end with .test.js. Some developers prefer to place their tests directly next to the files they are testing, while others prefer to group their tests in a single folder. It is now time to write both of these tests. Since we are testing the color reducer, we will import that function specifically. The color reducer function is referred to as our system under test SUT. We will import this function, send it an action, and verify the results. Jest matches are returned by the expect function and used to verify results. To test the color reducer, we will use the .toEqual_matcher. This verifies that the resulting object matches the argument sent to toEqual. Import C from //src/constants. Import color from //src/store/reducers. Describe color reducer equals. It add color success equals. Const state equals. Const action equals. Type C.add color, ID 0, title test teal, color 90C3D4, timestamp new date .toString. Const results equals color state, action. Expect results. toEqual. ID 0, title test teal, color 90C3D4, timestamp action.timestamp, rating 0. It rate color success equals. Const state equals. ID 0, title test teal, color 90C3D4, timestamps at the 12th of March, 2016 161,209 GMT 0800 PSD, rating undefined. Const action equals. Type C.rate color, ID 0, rating 3. Const results equals color state, action. Expect results. toEqual. ID 0. Title test teal, color 90C3D4, timestamps at the 12th of March, 2016 161,209 GMT 0800 PSD, rating 3. To test a reducer, we need a state and a sample action. We obtain the result by invoke in our SUT, the color function, with these sample objects. Finally, we check the result to make sure the appropriate state was returned using the dot to equal matcher. To test add color, the initial state doesn't matter much. However, when we send the color reducer and add color action, it should return a new color object. To test rate color, well, provide an initial color object with a rating of 0 for the assumed state. Sending this state object along with a rate color action should result in a color object that has our new rating. Now that we have written our tests, if we are pretending that we do not already have the code for the color reducer, we need to stub that function. We can stub the color reducer by adding a function called color to our /src/store/reducers.js file. This will allow our tests to find the empty reducer and import it. Import C from /constants. Export const color equals state equals action equals. Return state. Why stub the reducer first? Without a SUT in place, we would get an error in the test. Type error 0, reducers.color is not a function. This error occurs when the function that we are testing, color, is not defined. Simply adding the definition for the function that you wish to test will provide more detailed test failure feedback. Let's run the tests and watch them fail. Jest will provide specific details on each fail, including a stack trace. Jest. Fail tests /store/reducers/color.test.js. Color reducer add color success. Expect received to equal expected. Expected value to equal. Color 90C3D4, ID 0, rating 0, timestamp. On the 13th of March, 2017, 122,912 GMT 0700 PDT, title test teal. Received. Difference. Expected. Received. -1711. Object. Color 90C3D4. ID 0. Rating 0. Timestamp on the 13th of March, 2017, 122,912 GMT 0700 PDT. Title test teal. Object. At object. Tests /store/reducers/color.test.js 199. At process.tick callback internal /process/netstick.js 1037. Color reducer rate color success. Expect received to equal expected. Expected value to equal. Color 90C3D4, ID 0, rating 3, timestamp. Sat the 12th of March, 2016, 161,209 GMT 0800 PST, title test teal. Received. Color 90C3D4, ID 0, rating undefined, timestamp. Sat the 12th of March, 2016, 161,209 GMT 0800 PST, title test teal. Difference. Expected. Received. -1717. Object. Color 90C3D4, ID 0. Rating 3. Rating undefined. Timestamps at the 12th of March, 2016 161,209 GMT 0800 PSD. Title test teal. At object. Tests /store /reducers /color.test.js 449. At process.tick callback internal /process /nexttick.js 1037. Color reducer. Add color success 8 ms. Rate color success 1 ms. Test suites 1 failed, 1 total tests 2 failed, 2 total snapshots 0 total time 0.861s. Estimated 1s ran all test suites. Taking the time to write the tests and run them to watch them fail shows us that our tests are working as intended. This failure feedback represents our to-do list. It is our job to make both of these tests pass. It's time to open the /src/store/reducers.js file and write the minimal code required to make our tests pass. Import C from /constants. Export const color equals state equals action equals switch action.type kc.add color. Return ID action.id, title action.title, color action.color, timestamp action.timestamp, rating 0. kc.rateColor. State.rating equals action.rating return state default. Return state. The next time we run the jest command our tests should pass. Jest. Pass tests /store/reducers /color.test.js color reducer. Add color success 4 ms. Rate color success. Test suites 1 passed, 1 total. Tests 2 passed, 2 total snapshots 0 total time 0.513s, estimated 1s. Ran all test suites. The tests passed, but we are not finished. It is time to refactor both our tests and the code. Take a look at the rate color case in the reducer. Case rate color. State.rating equals action.rating return state. If you look closely, this code should seem a little off. State is supposed to be a muter. BLE, yet here we are clearly mutating the state by changing the value for rating in the state object. Our tests still pass because we are not making sure that our state object is immutable. Deep freeze can help us make sure our state and action objects stay immutable by preventing them from changing. npm install deep freeze save dev. When invoking the color reducer, we will deep freeze both the state and the action object. Both objects should be immutable, and deep freezing them will cause an error if any code does try to mutate these objects. Import C from //src/constants. Import color from //src/store/reducers. Import deep freeze from deep freeze. Describe color reducer equals. It add color success equals. Const state equals. Const action equals. Type C.add color, ID 0. Title test teal, color 90C3D4, timestamp new date to string. Deep freeze state. Deep freeze action. Expect color state, action. To equal. ID 0, title test teal, color 90C3D4, timestamp action. Timestamp, rating 0. Iterate color success, equals. Const state equals. ID 0, title test teal, color 90C3D4, timestamps at the 12th of March, 2016 161,209 GMT 0800 PST, rating undefined. Const action equals. Type C. Rate color, ID 0, rating 3. Deep freeze state. Deep freeze action. Expect color state, action. To equal. ID 0, title test teal, color 90C3D4, timestamps at the 12th of March, 2016 161,209 GMT 0800 PST, rating 3. Now we can run our modified test on our current color reducer and watch it fail, because rating a color mutates the incoming state. Jest. Fail tests /store/reducers/color.test.js. Color reducer rate color success. Type error cannot assign to read-only property rating of object. At color src /store/reducers.js 1426. At object. Tests /store/reducers/color.test.js 4336. At process.tick callback internal /process/nexttick.js 1037. Color reducer. Add color success 3ms. Rate color success 3ms. Test suites 1 failed, 1 total tests 1 failed, 1 passed, 2 total snapshots 0 total time 0.513s, estimated 1s. Run all test suites. Let's change the color reducer so that this test will pass. We will use the spread opera tool to make a copy of the state object before we override the rating. Case rate color. Return. State, rating action. Rating. Now that we are not mutating state, both tests should pass. Jest. Pass tests /store/reducers/color.test.js. Color reducer. Add color success 3ms. Rate color success. Test suites 1 passed, 1 total tests 2 passed, 2 total snapshots 0 total time 0.782s, estimated 1s. Run all test suites. This process represents a typical TDD cycle. We wrote the tests first, wrote code to make the tests pass, and refactored both the code and the tests. This approach is very effective when working with JavaScript, and especially Redux. Testing the store. If the store works, the